Well, hey, everybody. I'm finally back. Can you believe it? Holy cow. Feels like it's been forever, you guys. I've still been on the back end some, but just kind of getting settled into the farm. And I'm so excited to be back with you guys today. So thanks for being here with me. It's kind of like a family reunion. It's good to see everybody in. And I know it's a lot. I know you guys have a lot going on today and this week. And energetically, we have a lot going on. Astrologically, we have a lot going on. Personally, we have a lot going on. But I got good news for you. It's all good stuff. Even if it feels funky right now, it's okay to feel funky. Got to be a little funky before you get into your freak. You know what I mean? So it's good. It's good. It's good. And I'm excited to see you guys. Thank y'all for being here with me again. I really appreciate it. And so let's just kind of jump right in. I'm going to go ahead and get a card for you guys for the day. Let's call it for the rest of the week for the collective. And let me say this too, for anybody that's new here, let me say that if you're not coming in on the Ascension Network page on Facebook, you may want to go over there and like the page and rejoin the broadcast there so I can make sure that I can see everybody's comments. Hey guys, I see everybody in there. Lacey, welcome, sweetie. I see you too. And if you'll give me a few minutes, I'll get to you. Okay, hang tight. All right, guys, let me go ahead and get a card for the collective. This is Connectivity, the Jeweled Web. It's a 32 card. It's a 5. So, we know about 5s, right? Most of you guys that are in on the network know that 5s are all about change, right? It's the middle of the road. It's that thing. So this is upside down. This is all about feeling a little bit disconnected right now. And I know that everybody has been feeling that way. I have not. I know that's weird. I'm kind of on the other end of the spectrum. For me, it's been amazing the last 2 or 3 weeks. I know for everybody else, it's been kind of a holy shit kind of thing. But for me, it's been like, woo, holy shit. But there's a quickening happening, and we're experiencing that today, okay? That quickening, we're kind of at the culmination of the eclipse, okay? That quickening's coming in now. So if you guys are experiencing what feels like sinus pressure, a mild headache, if you didn't sleep well last night or the night before, and in fact, it may happen to you tonight where you're going to bed a little later than normal and you're waking up a little bit earlier without reason or expectation. If you feel a little nausea, if you feel like things are kind of moving and vibrating a little bit, that's the quickening. Listen, everything's waking up. We've got new possibilities coming in, and we are about to have massive changes come in a really, really, really good way. So you guys sit tight and get ready for the ride. There's a lot going on. Carol, you saw Sammy? Probably. Sammy's running around here all the time. And we got a lot going on here at the farm. We're going to be doing cowboy weddings and cowboy camping. And I even got a Stetson cowboy hat last night. So woohoo! There it is. I've got to feed cattle. Woo! There's some more. All right, guys. Hey, Tammy. Brumpool, nice to see you. And Carol, of course, fabulous to have you. Brigitte, thank you for sending the video a few minutes ago. That was super funny. And Christine, it's good to see you as well. That's what you're feeling today, Christine? People are feeling it. It's coming in pretty heavy right now. And, you guys have to realize that there's a lot of, and we've been going through them, really, really big shifts. But there was a really nice shift that happened around 4 o'clock today. That shift was kind of an equilibrium. It was where justice was served. It was where balance started to play out. Now, you may not be feeling the full effect of that right now, but you will over the next 2 weeks. So just watch it kind of unfold and move forward, because that lightning, that's what it's like. It's like a lightning strike, metaphorically and physically. It's an awakening in us. It's an awakening in us to, God, go seek our joy, right? Like we're just about to get way more passionate. So I'm very, very excited about that. Lacey, give me 1 second. I'm going to get you in first. Carol, you love a cowboy. Do we have those? That's all we have out here. When I say I'm out in the middle of nowhere, girl, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. But I love it. We're going to get chickens going pretty soon. We've got big projects that are going to be happening. And as it turns out now, I will be on 2 farms, not 1. So I'll be on one 20-acre horse farm just over the Alabama line and the other 100-acre farm up in Georgia, because I needed more projects, right? You guys know me. I'm all about taking on the world sometimes. But that's where you guys should be. You guys should be prepared and ready to do that. So Lacey Whitmore, let me get up here, darling. And if you guys would like a reading or if you have a specific question, please put it in the box and I will get to it, okay? She says, good evening. Your nephew was in a terrible car accident last Thursday, and you wanted to see if your sister's spirit was with him during the accident. You know, it was interesting that I was talking about that flash a minute ago, because I see a flash with him also. It's almost, I mean, it's that boom, it's that impact thing with him. And where she's concerned with him, she's so overly protective. She's a force to be reckoned with, both there and here. And so I'm trying to make sure that I'm connecting directly with her, because I've also got another older woman attached to her. Was she there with him? She was watching it. I think she had a hard time jumping into that energetic, because, you know, I don't think people realize that when we move into the next experience, we are still very emotional creatures. We don't lose that. And we don't lose that memory, or that cell memory. I think she's had so many life experiences with him that it would be impossible to miss. What I feel more with her, more than the accident, is her, I guess this is her grandfather or her dad. This is an older man she would have been very attached to, that pulls in and is like shielding her, like comforting her. But I'm really sorry to hear about the accident, sweetheart. We will all be sending good vibes and energy, you know, for quick healing for him and for you guys as well. And Lacey, if you have another question that's more about you, or if you want a general read about you, now that you've been sweet enough to give that up on the benefit of someone else, I'm happy to do that for you. Okay, darling? But yeah, that's kind of what I pick up with her. I don't know why I'm getting, like, there's a lot of M names in your family. I don't know why I'm picking that up. Okay, let's see. Where am I? I have got to scroll down because I'm old and blind, and I have a little bit of a headache. I'm feeling it too. All right, Miss Carol, you don't have any questions, just a general reading. Hi, Mortalee. Oh, thanks. You love the decor. I live in a barn. I live in a barn dominium, and it's really cool. It's a really rustic place and a really cool place. I appreciate that. All right, Carol, give me 1 second. I'll get right to you. Tammy Brown, I'll get to you too. Lacey, that explains her, huh? Good. All right, guys, I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to start with Carol, and then I'm going to come right down the list. Okay, so you guys hang tight, be patient. And listen, remember that when I'm giving other people readings, believe it or not, for you guys that are new, collectively, the message, there's always an underlying message for the entire group. So make sure you're paying attention, okay? Because even though it might be for someone else, there are things in there that Spirit's going to try to give to you as well. All right, Carol. Well, this is funny. This is the horn cactus card. I kind of see you in that way. You're kind of like prickly, like almost defensive. But yeah, it's a 29 card. And that's going to bring us back down to what, at 11 to 2. So this is about you and other people. It's about resourcefulness. This is about you pulling things together. It's more almost like remembering people, remembering things, remembering how to organize things, how to connect certain people so that they can get the resources that they need to get. So it feels like that. It feels like planning. It feels like helping out your coworkers and helping out others, just kind of setting up resources for them. But it's all via memory. It's all like a Rolodex that you have in your head, right? Now, the thing that I find interesting with this is I don't even know if you are aware that that's what you're doing, or that you're aware that that's what you're being set up to do, but it is. And you're going to be called on by everybody, co-workers, family, everybody, to make these nonverbal committed agreements that aren't written on paper in helping other people resource things. So you're kind of like the community librarian of what needs to get done. And that's what's coming in for you. It's also going to excite a passion in you because it's something that you do naturally anyway. And interesting, your friend's passing is coming up in this. There is communication in that. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being by my side. Thank God for you. You're an angel. That's exactly what I'm hearing is thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Carol, you are absolutely an earth angel. I have no question about that. I think all of you guys that are in right now, because we attract to each other, I think you all are. But since this is directed at you, Carol, I want you to be absolutely assured that not only is the Creator, God, standing by your side 24/7, but you have a band, a network of angels who push you with information and knowledge to help other people. That's what you're here to do. And you already know that. You're already in that path. So this is what's coming through for you. It's about making decisions, conscious decisions and agreements. Like I said, these are nonverbal committed agreements that you're going to be making on a soul level with people to be that resource officer for them, to be the human resources of your area. So it's a really fascinating thing. And I'm actually excited for you because I think it excites new passion with you. Now, if you're over there shrugging your shoulders like you don't want to deal with more people, I will give you the old Southern saying of tough titty, said the kitty, but it still got milk, right? Too bad. This is what you signed up for. This is what you're getting, sister. So make the best of it, okay? And enjoy it, beautiful girl. That's one of the reasons I'm so proud to know you. I think it's amazing watching all of you come in. I know it's predominantly women in the network, for our men too, but watching all of you souls kind of connect and come together and find each other, for me, is the miracle of what we do here to walk with you guys, because we're not really helping so much. We're just walking with you. And I love that. All right, Tammy Brown Poole. A general reading. Absolutely, Miss Tammy. Let me get you one. Let me get you one. So you have an 11 card. That's a master card. It's going to come down to a 2, again, all about relationships. This is all about you and other people. And this one is new. I've never seen this card. It's called Deep Quiet. It's meditation and stillness, okay? So this is all about you taking the time. I know you're one of those analytical overthinkers anyway, but it's about you taking the time to really sit back and consider things in a different way. Consider them in a way that's actually beneficial for you and not for the whole. And let me tell you why. Because when you are attracting and contemplating and living in an energy of what is best for you, it bleeds out onto everybody else and sets them up in a position to also do the same thing, to pull in what's best for them. This is the gift we give other people, right? Sometimes we think it's in trying to teach them how to do things the right way. And the right way always means our way, right? There is no right way, but it's always the way that we see it as the right way. In this situation, you're going to be teaching by example, and that example is putting your stuff first. I think it's absolutely something you need to do. If there was a question that you had that was specific, the answer is yes. I have to tell you that is also coming through. There's a big thing coming in around for you around security as well. And this is coming into like physical security to where you're going to start feeling a lot safer in the reality that you're in. And also financially, maybe feeling a little more secure. Now, let me be clear in saying, I don't know if this is like a big sum of money that's going to come in from an inheritance or that's going to come in, like something's coming in to make you feel that way. But what I can say to you is that this thing, whatever it is to give you the space so that you can love yourself more without fear, without regret, without worry, without feeling like it's taking from someone else if you're giving it to yourself, which is an impossibility. There's just an unlimited, I want you to think of it like this. In the spectrum and in the scope of what we are as spiritual beings, and that's all we are. Being human is an expression of being a spiritual being. But in all of that and what it encompasses, imagine that there is a giant, giant bank, okay? And each one of us have our own account to withdraw from. It's an unlimited account. We can never overdraw it. We can never withdraw too much. And no matter how much we take out of that account we've set up for ourselves, it never takes out of somebody else's account. So you have to realize that when you're moving through things, that when you're loving and taking care of yourself and you're setting yourself up and setting that example of what true love looks like, because true love is to be in love with oneself, not in an egotistical way, but understanding that you chose this experience, that you chose to be here to learn how to love yourself first, to have that physical and emotional experience on this planet, and then also how to pass that expression of love on to other people. So that's what I see going on with you, Miss Tammy Brown Poole. It's, yeah, and you know what, it's so funny because I was saying all that and I pulled the next card and it was self-care. So there we go, my darling. That's what it's all going to be about, is you taking care of you, you contemplating what is in your highest good, and you knowing that whatever is in your highest good is also in the highest good for others. Okay? Thank you, sweetheart. I'm so glad you've been here tonight. And I hope you stay on. I hope you don't leave. We love having new people in. We love having our regular people in because all of our people are awesome. Okay, Miss Christine. I love your last name. It's so funny here in the South because I don't know any Italians, right? It's just me and Romy. So I have my redneck voice back, which is really funny because I'm not speaking Italian so much here. But I miss saying Italian names. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Here we go. Miss Christine, you have a 5 card. Again, middle of the road, changes, moving through a process. It is upside down. This is called the closing door completion. Okay. Can you see this? Here we go. Closing door completion. Now, I don't want you to look at this and think, oh my God, I'm going to end up having more physical problems. I'm going to end up having more health problems. I don't think that's it. I think what it is that you are very now in tune with this flesh suit that you decided to come into. Do I think that there's other things that you need to deal with? No, I think most of it's psychological. But now I think in that quickening of what's happening, it's about finding a harmony and a balance between what you've been through and where you're going, if that makes sense. You have to bring your mind, body, and spirit into balance with the decision now to live, to truly live, because you've been given a second lease on life. If we look at these experiences in that way, although they can be pain in the ass and they can feel tragic and like, why me? The truth is, it is an unmarked blessing that you get to look at that and go, God loved me so much that my mission's not done and I'm taking a second lease on life and I'm moving forward. I'm going to go fight for all of it. I'm not going to fight anybody. I'm going to fight my own fear, right? Like, I'm going forward. And that's where you are, sweet girl. Everything for you is going to start picking up. Financially, things are going to get better. At work, things are going to get better. And in fact, I see you choosing to progress yourself a little more in work. So this may be like taking a course or a class, but there's something that you're going to start picking up that's going to move you forward for you. And I think also you're going to find a newfound flexibility with yourself, maybe a little more forgiveness with yourself and getting off your own back a little bit. I know you can be pretty hard on yourself. I do want you to know that when it comes to taking care of everything, I feel like that torch has been kind of passed and is being passed into a very cooperative agreement with your life partner. That's something where you don't have to carry that all anymore. Not mentally, not emotionally. You have to have faith, and I mean this, that they can do it. Because if you don't have faith they can do it, they won't feel like they have the strength to do it. And then it falls back on you, okay? But they can. They absolutely can. Being a caregiver and being a cheerleader are not that indifferent. One has pom-poms, but they're both supportive roles. Do you know what I mean? You can be on the sidelines supporting and letting them go while you're moving forward for yourself and taking advantage of this gift, this miracle that's been handed back to you. And that's what I want to see you do. I want you to get yourself back in balance, mind, body, and spirit. Know that you're okay. You are okay. Everything's fine. And that this has been a blessing because it's made you reevaluate everything and you're not taking anything for granted. So be careful not to slip back into that complacency. Do you know what I mean? Think back where you were before, what you really thought was important or what you really thought was a problem. Use that now kind of as the bar. Do you know what I mean? The gold standard of what's really a problem. Do you know what I mean? Because the truth is everything we ever need, our needs are always met. Our needs are always met. When we sit back with an open heart and an open mind, the universe and God just flow miracles our way. They just do. I mean, it's the most amazing thing to watch. And I've had to go through that recently and kind of get my head out of my own butt and be more attentive to saying thank you. Not to other people, right? I've had to step back into that. And I've really had to get down on my knees multiple times and just kind of cry and let it out and say, thank you. Truly. Thank you for every single blessing. And I feel worthy. And I think that's where you are. You're supposed to feel worthy of all of this too. So find your worth in all of that, sweetheart. Own it. And just find that balance. Okay. All right, Christine, that was you. Miss Lacey, let me get you a general reading. I'm going to shuffle some cards. And for you guys that are new, I use cards only for you guys, really. Because before, when I didn't use them, everybody thought it was really weird. Like, how is she pulling the stuff out of her butt? People need visuals. And I'm not pulling it out of my butt. So I pull out the cards instead. Seems to work a lot better. All right. Let me get your reading done, Lacey, and then I'll kind of go down through the comments because I haven't looked at them in a minute. So if you guys have been down there typing and telling me stuff, I have no idea what you've said yet, but I will. Okay, Lacey, you have got a 9 card. Now, this I like. 9 is about, it's about coming to completion with things. It's about leveling out with things and kind of stepping into the role or the mediumship or the work that you need to be doing. This one is called Dances on One Foot, the Balancing Act, okay? It's a really lovely card. But this is all about you slowly, and I say slowly because, boy, are you thick-headed. Slowly stepping into balance of how to get things done without making yourself crazy. I see you a lot in the way that I get because I'm an impulsive person. I'm OCD as all get out. Like, I have to have things spotless. I have to have order. I have to have control of me 24/7. It's a real battle. And it's something that I'm really having to learn how to work through so that I can have more peace and joy in my life, so that I have more just simple moments of not needing a stimulant, if that makes sense. It's something to kind of keep my mind busy. Sometimes we're afraid to be in our own heads, right? So that's a scary space a lot of the times. But you're coming into this balancing thing of really grounding out. And it feels like your home life is going to be the priority for you over the next months. And I see this going into like June and July. Now, I try not to go out that far with you guys, but for some reason, I feel like you need to hear this. This is it's been a balancing thing. It still is, but this is all about you and home life and you grounding and connecting more to finishing things to get it to a point where you feel warm and welcomed and comfortable in your own space. So if you've been putting things off, you need to get those, like, make a realistic list for yourself and start getting those things taken care of, because you're a lot like me too. When you're in a space that's beautiful to you, you feel unstoppable. You feel like $1,000,000. And so I think a lot of the balance is balancing what's in your head and watching that create and happen in your physical reality around you. So focus on home, okay? Focus on home and family and those relationships. You are going to be spending a little money. And I'm also seeing that it looks like you've been trying to save a little money, although difficult to do. But you're going to be spending a little money, but in a really good way. So here's the other thing I feel led to say to you is don't get freaked out about spending the little bits of money that you have to, like, oh my God, there goes the money that I've been saving, or I needed that money for something else. Whatever gets spent is going to be spent on exactly what serves your higher good. So don't freak out. Now, that doesn't mean go crazy and buy a pair of Prada shoes, but it just means the things that come up, it's okay to spend the money on those things. Your bank account will be full again, okay? You're going to be totally fine. So I want you to stay in that energy, sweet girl, and don't worry about the rest of it. If there's a legal issue coming up, and I'm not sure what this is, but I'm hearing something about some type of legal thing. This could just be something as simple as you needing to sign documents. What I said in the beginning will still apply to this. You need to make a realistic list of how to go and tackle these things and accomplish everything so that you can kind of feel more at peace in your own space. Okay. So I hope that helps. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you for being here again. I really appreciate it. All right. Let me jump down and read y'all's comments. So bear with me if I'm looking stupid and staring off into space, but y'all know I'm old and blind. All right. Let's see. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't think I am. Who knows anymore? Hey, Kelsey. Carol, our amazing sacred space. It's true. It is sacred space. Hey, Chastity. Good to see you, darling. Mort Ali, you would love a card. I will absolutely get you one. Chastity, I will get you in 2. Oh no, we got a gypsy in. Oh no. Let me block that sucker. Bye, Vera. I love these people. They crack me up. Okay, if you guys are getting emails from Vera, just know Vera is a gypsy. It is what it is. Obviously, nowhere on our network do we ever ask you guys for anything, and nor should anyone else. We're all here because we love each other. Okay. Boy, Vera was really on all of you guys, huh? I got like 40 comments down there. Who knows? For the low, low price of everything you own, she could have told you everything I just told you. So there you go. Tammy Brimpool, spot on. Good, sweetie. I'm glad that resonated with you. Yeah, Mortally, troll alert. Absolutely. We get them sometime. Sometimes I can't catch up with them in time, but it's all good. Brigitte, I've got you. Oh, Christine. Oh, good. I'm good. Everything resonated with you too. That makes me really, really happy. You are so very welcome, sweetie. We are all so happy watching your progress and watching you come through this. And I have to say too, honored that you opened your heart and shared your life with us and allowed us to be part of that process. You went through a scary process, so really appreciated. Hey, Jackie Jones, I will absolutely get you. Jody Kramer, stop. Holy camole. Look at you guys. Holy cow. Okay. Hey, Jen Tanner, I'm going to get everybody in. Let me get my fanny back up to the top and get you guys going. I got to get past all of the gypsy messages. Why is she still showing up in here? Okay. All these should be deleted. They just should, but they might still be there. Okay. It's okay. We're going to wish Rebecca good energy, right? Let's do that. Okay, Morali, let me get you, baby doll. Here we go. You have got a 46. That's a 10. Okay, that goes down to a 1. So this is all about you. It's not about other people, where other people's readings have been a little more about them working in collaboration with others. This one's definitely all about you. And this card is called the Root Girl, the Disowned Self. Okay, so here we go. Can you see this really good? There we go. So this card is all about you're kind of having to free yourself. You kind of have to let go of old ideas or thought patterns or old ways that you thought you were supposed to live and do things that you were so heavily rooted in. This could be a mindset or a belief system, but it's about disowning that side of yourself and allowing this new part of yourself to spark and come in, right? With you, I see like sparklers and fireworks. I love that word spark with you. I like it because you are feisty and you have this spirit about you, this energy about you that's contagious. Now, I think that it probably gets misconstrued and misunderstood quite often, or it has in the past, but I don't think it's going to anymore. I think you're coming to a point in your reality and in your life where you're finding a lot of soulmates. And by that, I mean like your spirit family, your tribe, your people. Even you being here tonight, you're walking in and attracting more of that, right? More of your people in your tribe. People that back you up, and you've just got new beginnings and new beginnings and new beginnings come. I see you as somebody who is naturally kind of a master. I think you're good at a lot of things. And I think you're also in a mastery position this lifetime as far as what you've come back to experience. You crave experiences. And that's one of the signs that I see a lot with really old souls. We're kind of bored. It's like going to the same movie every day and you're like, oh my God, you're wording out the whole movie. Do you know what I mean? Or if the radio just played the same song, you're like, no, I need something else. That's kind of you. So it's all about growth and mastering those things and bringing in your tribe. And that's really where I see you coming into play. You should be communicating publicly, not that far from what I do. So if you have considered doing videos or a podcast or anything like that, you should go for it. You should put your talents into play, because I will say that I think you have a lot of talents that people see that maybe you don't recognize fully. And I think you also have some tricks up your sleeve. So I would like to see you kind of pushing yourself out a little bit, getting out of your comfort zone and really bringing your tribe in, because at this point, it's just about you taking a couple little pieces to complete the puzzle of having a really well-rounded life, a well-rounded reality. And who could ask for more than that? So consider what I said, okay? If you forget what I just said, because sometimes I go really fast, you can always watch the replay on YouTube, okay? yeah, pull out those hidden talents, pull out those things that make you you. I also feel somebody coming in. This is grandmother for me. This isn't a much older woman, but it feels like grandmother energy for me that says to tell you hello. Now, grandmother for me, this is not, I don't know why this feels like another language. That's interesting. It's so interesting because I speak multiple languages and I've lived in a lot of different countries around the world, but I don't know why, Farsi, I just don't even know why Farsi is coming through. If this is not connected to you, it's connected to somebody else in this page, but that has never happened that I'm hearing Farsi. But yeah, please go back and rewatch it if you need to, and make sure that you really mark those points down, because I want you to get on top of it. I want you to free yourself. Okay. It's time to really let yourself go have fun and go play and skip through the field. And you know what I mean? Do all that silly stuff that you want to do. It's time to do all of that. Okay, Chastity. Oh, sorry guys. I got a crick in my neck. It's probably this big brain. All right. It's not that big. Miss Chastity, you have got a 17, which is an 8 card. It is inverted. It is called Eye of the Needle. It is intentionality. Now, I find this one really interesting for you because you also are much like me, being a Scorpio woman. But I feel like you're floundering, like you're floating around, trying to figure out what the hell happened. It feels like waiting, like getting hit by the bus and then waiting for it to come back and hit you again, like sitting at the bus stop and just waiting for it to roll by and roll over your foot. You've gotten into a pattern right now of not directing intention the right way. And so I'm not sure what the stumbling block is for you, but something came in that kind of busted your confidence a little bit, and you need to get a grip back on that. So I feel like you need to trust your own intuition, but you also have to kind of calm your mind, because I think your mind and your survival mode, that animalistic part of your mind, that reptilian part of your brain, has been guiding you in a thrive and survive kind of mentality. And this has been happening for like the last month or so. You need to be really careful with that. You need to try to pull yourself out of that and realize that you actually, like I was saying earlier in the show, you're fine. You may not be optimally where you want with things right now, but you are fine. You're fine, and the boys are fine. So be really careful with that. When you hear that voice coming in and taking control, I want you to knock it right out of there. Just imagine a baseball bat knocking that sucker right across the field, because that's dangerous when you go there. Okay. Try to make a commitment to step back out of that. Be careful with relationships with other people right now too. This can be a little toxic, and it makes me feel like maybe you're attracting other people that are going through hard things that come in and reconfirm and hold you in that space. So please be really careful with that. I'm getting really itchy talking about this. It's like, this is like nervous energy. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of, just kind of nervous and kind of frantic. It's not something I normally feel with you. I know that's in you. I know that's the darker side of you. I understand that aspect, but let's try to get it into a medium right now. I don't think you have to cross all the way over into the light right now. Obviously, where you are is where you're supposed to be. There's a lesson in this, and that lesson may just be teaching you to control that survive and thrive part of your brain. But be very careful with it, okay? Try to step back and just know that, honey, that you're loved and you're always taken care of. We have to learn to stop putting this worry down. I don't know why we get in these mind states. And it's really easy to do that on this planet, that we think we're alone, that we don't have anybody to depend on. I don't know how many people have convinced themselves and self-isolated themselves thinking they're alone, that nobody else will understand them. That, do you know what I'm saying? That they can't trust other people. What a lie. There's the greatest lie ever told. You're so never alone. Like if people realized how many beings they had around them all the time, they'd be embarrassed to pull their pants down to go to the bathroom. I can tell you that for sure. You're never alone. So make sure you guys are opening yourselves up, okay? And just remember that there's so many forces in this universe pulling for you to succeed in every little movement that you make in every minute of every day. It's unimaginable. Our little pea-sized human brains in this flesh suit can't even comprehend the amount of love that God and the universe and other beings have for us, but they do. So try to open yourself up to that, and let's see if we can't pull you out, okay? I would love all that. And if I'm wrong, you can get in touch with Veda Becca. Woo, Veda Becca, I love it. I love it when they send me messages and want to give me a reading. I mean, it's not that my ego's not so big that I'm not up for a reading. I am up for a reading. I used to get them from Wanda, for Christ's sake. But you know what I'm saying. Just kind of silly. All right, let me go down the line here. Brigitte. Yes, ma'am. Let me see what we got going on. I wanted to check some comments really too quick, Brigitte, if that's okay with you, sweetheart, and then I will jump right back in. And I swear to goodness, I will get to all of you guys tonight, so don't worry. Kelsey, you be careful listening while driving, okay? But I'm grateful that you are. Okay, let's see. Jen, I will absolutely get to you. And Kelsey, I will get to you too. So no worries at all. Christine, I'm so glad everybody's helped you. We really do love you more than anything. We really, really do. Thanks, Mondeley. You like my earrings? I had a girl in El Paso make them. They're pretty cool. Hi, Laura Jenk. Nice to see you. Okay. Let me get back up. So I'm going to get back up to Brigitte, and then we're going to go through this stinker, okay? And like I said, I will get all of you guys. I think we can pull that off. Somebody's shooting a gun outside. I wonder if they're putting a carol down. Oh, gosh. Okay. I'm not going to think about that. I'm going to Scarlett O'Hara my way out of this, and I'm going to dance out of the room with, I won't deal with that today. I'll just deal with it tomorrow. All right. Brigitte. Sorry, I went on a little stupid rant, didn't I? First world issues. You got a 20 card. So this is a 2. This is about you and other people. This is Feast of Plenty, the choices and their consequences. Oh, I just got the chills in my arm with that one. You know, you're back in that mode right now, just having to let everybody kind of stir their own soup, sit their own shit, deal with their own stuff. And that's where it is, because that's when you do the best, is when you don't get involved in everybody else's junk. And especially like kids and family members. When you're not dealing with that stuff, it's actually really good. You've got a boost with business coming into. That's going to flourish. I don't know why I see like a push for you that's like May 4th going all the way into August. But you have got a boost. It's going to bring some much needed income in. Now, I'm going to say to you what I'd said before to other people. Please take care of yourself a little bit, okay? Do something nice for yourself. Don't feel bad about that. If there's something that you've really needed to get done or really needed to get for yourself, not for the farm, not for the birds, for you, please go and do that. Okay. Pay attention with your teeth too. I don't know why I've got something coming up with dentistry for you. Pay attention. This is like a filling or a cavity or something that's going to come in and give you a little bit of a pain in the cheek, but nothing too major. That's all I say, girl, is boost with finances and keeping a strong distance from people stirring the primordial shit soup pot. I don't know how else to say that, so I'm just going to say it that way. Sorry for the vulgarity, everybody. I can't help myself sometimes. I'm trying to be a good ex-Mormon, but there are days when I'm not. So I hope that helps a little bit, Brigitte. I'm sorry it's not a deeper reading. It's just not supposed to be. I need you to know those two things are coming in. And sometimes with you guys, if Spirit's leading me, it's going to drag on. I'm going to give you a really long reading. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes there's not a whole lot that has to be said. And it's actually good when there's not a whole lot to be said. I like that. Okay, Miss Jackie Jones, can I give you a general read, please? Yes, I can. What have we got from Miss Jackie Jones? Thank you guys for hanging in, too. I'm so glad to see everybody's not clicking out. That's very supportive, very loving, and very kind. I witness you, I honor you, and I thank you. Okay, Miss Jackie Jones, you got a 59 card. That's going to come back down to a 14, coming back down to a 5. So this is all about changes, right? Being in the middle of things. This is the wailing tree. This is reconciliation. So this is you reconciling. And I feel like it's more with reconciling with a situation than it is with people. I think it's also reconciling things for yourself, kind of giving yourself grace, because that's something I feel like, man, that hit me hard. Like you don't give yourself enough grace. That's something I feel like you need to be more in agreement to doing. I don't have any doubt of where your gratitude and your understanding of blessings lies. I have no doubt about that. The one thing I think sometimes that you don't do is bless yourself. Do you know what I mean? Bless yourself with grace, with kindness to yourself, with letting yourself off the hook, because your successes lie in that, my darling. I think that's always been the one thing that's kind of held you back. But I will say this, there's light at the end of this sparkling, shiny tunnel. I do see financial things getting better for you over the next 4 months in a very strong way. I think your strongest months are going to be this summer. And you're right in the beginning of that right now. I think the salvation for all of this comes in trusting your gut and your intuition. But things are going to start progressing for you in the summer in a way that keep you very active and very busy, which you need to be a busy bee, but also in a way of fostering that sense of stability, of not being out of control. Because with you, I feel like it's like the car's hydroplaning all the time and you're pulling back on the wheel trying to keep it on the road. That's passing. So if that's what's been going on with you, you're coming out of that phase right now. Give yourself enough grace to come out. Do you know what I mean? Don't grab the wheel and just let it drift. Let it drift to wherever the heck it needs to go, right? But you got this, girl. Give yourself grace. Give yourself blessings. Take it easy on yourself a little bit and rest up maybe, because I think you're going to have a crazy active summer. So it's going to be good. I think all of us are. We're all going to have a crazy summer. It's going to be wild. All right, let's see where we are. Okay. La, 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 la. Jen Tanner, I got you. You would really like a card for your direction, purpose, and path, if that makes sense. Absolutely. You appreciate my time and my gifts, and you love me. You're welcome. Thank you. And I love you more than you know, Miss Jen Tanner. You are one of my soul sisters. So let's see what we can do, baby girl. Okay, Jen, for you, I have a 13. This is a 4, okay? This is the dream thief, the refusal of the call. It's inverted. So let me come at this from a couple of different places, okay? 4 for me, I guess I've always been more in the Chinese mentality of what that number means in numerology. 4 for me has always been about the death of things. It's been about the death and the renewal of things, in fact. And with this card, and especially with it being the dream thief, the refusal of the call, I think sometimes you feel like things are being grabbed out of your grasp. They're not. I think your dream shifts a lot like mine. And there's nothing wrong with that. Let's not call it shifting. How about we say it's evolving? Because that I like. So I'm going to say you need to be really open to whatever flows in naturally and view that as a gift from God in the universe and a sign of where you're supposed to be. And step out of overthinking it too much, because you're a control freak like me. You want very specific directions. There's not always very specific directions. Even Google Maps screws it up, right? So you have to be really, really open to the direction. So just like when you're using Google Maps with the navigator and that annoying woman comes on in her complaining voice, and now I want you to always hear that in my voice, which will make it just funnier because I think that's funny to be in your head. When it says turn right at the next road, I want you to turn right. Do you know what I mean? This is kind of about throwing up the reins, throwing out the control, throwing out the need to have a definite plan. I think the plan is to have no plan, Jen. And that's also okay. Letting go of all the old garbage, the old ways of doing things, the things that drug you down in the past, and the ways of thinking that drug you down in the past. The only way you can get rid of those is to throw the reins up. Do you know what I mean? Give it to God, give it to the universe, and just go with that flow. When an urge comes in, when a calling comes in, listen and take it. Listen very intently to it, because you have a strong gut and you also have a very mastery level in this. I think sometimes you forget how strong you are. You forget how powerful you are, and you need to feel that power. Like you're looking for big signs, but most of the time the signs are pretty dang subtle. I mean, sometimes you're going to come up on a roadblock or stop sign and you're like, hey, what the heck? I wasn't expecting that. But stop doesn't always mean stop forever, right? At the stop sign, you just stop for a moment. You pause, you look both ways, and you choose which direction you're going. So for right now, just throw the reins up. Pause for a minute. All of this is going to unfold and flow exactly the way it needs to for your higher good if you will give it the space to grow and do exactly that. But don't be the stop sign. You can't be the construction worker holding the sign, detour, detour, detour. Do you know what I mean? Roadblock ahead. Don't do that. That's like a preemptive strike. Do you know what I mean? It's trying to jump in front of potential pain or potential, oh God, how do I say it? Disappointment. By stopping things really quick. So be careful with that, Jim. Be really careful with that. Throw the reins up, baby girl. Just let it go. I know you're going to come out here and visit me soon, which I'm really excited about. And I think you said you're coming. You'll have to write me privately again. I've got a big horse show that we've got to do. I've got the Nationals on the 9th. But if you happen to be here in that time, we'll go together. All right. Miss Kelsey, you would love a card if there's time. Of course there's time. What is time? Minutes, a clock, something, some human made up, completely irrelevant. All right, Miss Kelsey, you got a 23. This is a 5. This is also change, right? Being in the middle of the road. It's inverted, sweet girl. This is the fortune's wheel. It's luck and the right timing. It's interesting that you're coming in right behind Jen because I feel like you're kind of doing the same thing. So what I just said to her absolutely 100% applies to you as well. Quit being the roadblock. I feel like the blockages that you're coming up on are you trying to get in front of discomfort and discouragement. So it varies a little bit from hers, but it's the same premise. What I just said to her absolutely 100% applies to you. And if you didn't hear it, go back and rewatch this because you're in Jen's reading. You guys are on the exact same path, period. You have to let things go. You have to just give it up sometimes. And you have to be willing to take the ride. Do you know what I mean? It's like getting on a roller coaster. Flipping scary. Especially one of those temporary carnival things, right? You always look at the car and you go like, oh my God, what rock did you just climb out from under? Right? And this guy's operating the machinery. I get it because it kind of feels like the Ferris wheel of life, right? We look around at people and go, oh, hell no, I'm not handing it over to you. No way. But you have to kind of make some space. You have to let go as well and make space and allow for other things, other people to be instruments in your life to come in and help you maneuver. Okay. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to sit back and let it happen. So there we go. All right. Jody Kramer Stump. I got you, girl. Let's see. Ooh, you got a 1 card. So all about you. This is all about a tidy house, clarity and organization. And funny because I've been in your house. So I know. Actually, you're very organized. But this is about bringing everybody together, okay? It feels like for me that you've got, it feels like these are latent things, like old things that are still kind of lingering around that need to be dealt with. It feels like contention a little bit. So these are like come to Jesus kind of moments in a really good way, okay? This is about you being real firm about where you are, but being real supportive. It's like a really good mattress, firm and supportive. You're kind of being that. For the family right now, but it looks like there's a lot of that going on. Financially, I also see things getting much better for you. Flexibility in that because I feel like there's some influence that's coming in that's going to push you into yet more side projects, which I love for you because I think that's who you are. I love the hustle in people. When you are, this comes back to what I was talking about in the beginning. When you are dealing with whatever these latent things are, I want you to remember that these were other people's choices and actions. I think this is why you being the mattress, being the support, being firm but supportive is so important. What you're going to be dealing with are the decisions and actions of other people and them wanting you to conjoin in the responsibility of the repercussion. But the repercussions and the responsibility are not yours. So you can be supportive and witness and be firm in helping them know they have to own their own junk, right? So that's what it feels like you're moving through. It almost feels like adolescence with the kids again, like you've got a house full of teenagers again, which I know you don't. But that's what it feels like. It feels like a lot of that. But girl, you have got enough spiritual strength and you've got enough experience to know how to deal with all of this. So just pile through it. This won't last too long for you. I feel like it's going to linger on for about a month or a month and a half, but things are going to brighten up for you. And again, projects. You've got lots of influence coming in that way. So I'm excited. If you hit the lottery, send me like $10. I'd be super happy. $10. Be so happy. All right. Let's see. Chassie, you've been in survival mode for a while. I hear you, girl. It's rough. Hi, Anne-Marie Young. Good to see you, and sweetie. Well, this is so exciting. We've got so many new people in that I haven't seen before. I guess also I've been gone for a while, so there's that. Jen Tanner, yeah, you've been kind of doing that with the isolation. I get it, but listen, isolation is a mind state. You have to realize, again, we are never alone. We choose to isolate, right? That's a protective thing. So you have to be careful with that. Be careful how you view things in that situation. Chastity, you're very welcome, sweetie. Anne Marie, how long is the line you'd like to be added? Guess what? You are at the very front of the line. Marie, I got you. Hey, Heather May. All right, let me get Anne Marie. Miss Anne Marie, you've got a 33 card. That's a 6. This means you're coming out of the things, right? You're coming out of the fog. You're kind of moving on to greener pastures. It's kind of slow go, but you're getting there. And this card is inverted, but it's not a bad thing. This is the joyful muse. It's inspiration, okay? So you might be feeling lately like you're not inspired to do a lot, like you're waiting on something to kind of punch you in the gut and go, right, you need to go this way or that way. Boy, that's really coming up as a theme tonight, isn't it? But it's coming. I also feel like you're supposed to be kind of sitting in things for a minute and surrounding yourself with feelings of, it's almost like supernatural stuff. I know that sounds really, really weird, but it feels very spiritual for me. Like you're really supposed to be connecting to all kinds of things. I don't know why I pick up with you like this thing of like, either you've been doing it or you need to be doing it. But it's like a lot of study, like reading everything, investigating everything, watching videos on everything. It just feels almost like an investigation, right? Like this, an intuitive, spiritual, investigative part of you. And so it's about kind of moving into that too. If you've had a particular question that you were thinking about before I came on with you, the answer would be no. If there's something that's been kind of tossing back and forth in your head. Now, I will say this. You have to, because you can get a little whimsical sometimes. You have to make sure that you are grounding yourself in a mature reality that doesn't lead you down a path of fantasy, in the sense of I do it too. You can go way out there, right? Like you get a vision, and I'm not saying like way out in a weird thing. I'm like almost like leaving your sensibility behind. It feels like compulsiveness almost. You need to be very careful with that kind of stuff and make sure that you're holding all that down, that you're keeping everything kind of balanced. I think balance for you is the major thing. Water too. Please, please, please get a lot more water into your system. I already feel you trying to do what's right for you really most of the time. But I think there's some little things, connectivity. And this is why water is such a big conduit, obviously, for the planet. But for us as well, it helps energetic move through us in and out. Much easier. So I want you to make sure that all those kind of things are balanced. It feels like dehydration, like electrolyte, but like deep dehydration. So it may not even be something that you're totally aware of, but try to up the game on that one. Also, bravo for you and to you for being a good friend. You are a highly committed friend, and I want to applaud that. And I want to say how admirable that is, because you're really there for your people. And I appreciate that commitment in you. So why don't let's talk about what I was saying in the beginning, this investigative part of you, whatever this is that's going to start pulling and pushing you to move in realms of more study. Maybe you want to incorporate that with your friends, almost like a group. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know how to say this, not a covenant, nothing like that. But like a group of people that are growing together, a collective. But I would like to see you kind of doing things like that. You don't have anything major coming in that I can see anyway. It just feels like that kind of sitting in it. Do you know what I mean? Kind of sitting in silence and being comfortable with that and finding the beauty in the silence is kind of what it feels like. You've got a lot of stuff coming in too, but it feels more like really chill. Like I feel like the next couple months for you are going to be super chill. Hi, Brenda Murray. Welcome, sweetie. Is there time to put you on the list? There is. And Heather May, I will absolutely get you in. Brigitte, you've been wanting to do your nails for a month? Go do them. Carol, you're not a flake. And Jackie, you're just hoping the summer's wild. It's going to be for a lot of people. You guys are going to have a really good time. Heather May, if you're not seeing the whole line, listen, something's been going on. It's beyond my control because I have dug through all of our formats, but something's been going on with the comments, and I don't know what it is. So Anne-Marie, it all makes sense. You're teaching people how to follow pagan Turning of the, no kidding, really? That's amazing. Well, then we're right on. We are right on. That's great. So that was exactly where you needed to be, sweet girl. See, we got you. Okay. Jen, you're on your way now. Come on. I'll be happy to have you. Anybody wants to come visit the farm, y'all come on. I got you. Hell, I got 2 cowboy hats now. I can hook one of you up. All right. Let me get you guys set up really quick because I have got to call it in just a second. So Heather May, I'm going to get you, and Brenda Murray, you will be the last one for the night, okay? So give me 1 second. Okay, Miss Heather May, let's see what we got. You've got a 43 card, which is a 7. This is overflow. It's overwhelm and plenty. However, it's inverted. So this feels like for you that it's been feeling a lack of things, right? Like things like you just can't seem to get it together. Like there's so much going on and you can't seem to get more water in the well. It feels like spinning in circles a lot. That's kind of the way I see it, is running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to figure out how to get everything done, and it's not getting enough done. Okay, so you have to be really conscious and careful with that. So pay attention to that and just make sure that you're not getting stuck in that mindset. A lot like what I said to Chastity. Yours and Chastity's readings are very similar, I'll be honest with you, because you've got to make sure, because it feels like you're planning a lot of things. Just get your list together, get organized in your head. Don't take it too seriously, but also don't procrastinate. This is the one area I see with you where you have so many things going that you're trying to prioritize and control and organize that you get overwhelmed and then it feels like procrastination. So try to get on top of those things, okay? That's going to make life move a little more smoothly, a little more free flowing, I guess is the phrase that I'm looking for. Because what you need right now is a stream, not a well. Does that make sense? The water needs to be flowing, not being held in one space. So see if you can kind of get it in alignment and then let it free flow, okay? And things will be a lot easier. Okay, Miss Brenda Murray. Hope that helps, sweetheart. I'm sorry. You've got a 60, which is a 6. So this is coming out the other side of something, and this is the Watchers. This is transpersonal on this one. Here we go. This is all about you moving out of a situation. It feels like an uncomfortable situation for me. It feels like something that's been kind of like the death of something, right? Like it feels like a relationship almost, but like the death of something. And it's kind of just now bringing you into this point of growth and at the same time stagnation. It feels like God and the universe is pulling on you to open your eyes and witness things. And you're saying, I don't want to see it because it's not pretty. Right? I don't want to be in that energy. That's not what I want to see. So this is a real wake-up call for you. This is also about self-care for you. It's also about you connecting with soulmate energy. I don't mean that in soulmate energy in the sense of romantic partnerships. I mean that in the sense of your soul family. So it's about pulling all that energy in to help you move forward because this is your support group. So let your people come in. Let them help boost you up a little bit. Take off the glasses. You have a lot of new beginnings going on, but take off the rose-colored glasses, right? I think that's what all this experience has been about. It's been leading up for me. It feels like a long time, but it feels like a really like almost generational pattern thing that you have going on that you're like breaking the cycle. So stay aware through that. Be easy on yourself. Let them come in and let them help you. Okay, sweetie? And I hope that helps. And I hope that you guys had a good time tonight. And I want to thank y'all again for being with me. Listen, y'all keep your cool this week. If you're feeling pushed to do things, write them down. Do you know what I mean? Then go with the flow. Take it in, let it go out, and kind of see where you sit with it the next day. I hope you guys sleep good tonight. We love you. Thank you for being with me. Wanda will be here. Well, she won't be here on Sunday. Rachel will be back on Monday, though. And I will be back next Tuesday. And until then, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. That's all we got, kids. Love y'all. Ciao.